Business objectives is an area of the course that has changed just slightly for 2023 and beyond. What hasn't changed is the types of questions we might get, and they are define the term business objective or to describe, explain, outline a business objective that would be relevant to a business. So you get given a case study and you've got to come up with some objectives. So the first thing is the definition of business objectives. So we need to see really some of the words or most of the words in purple and bold. They are statements of desired achievement which provide direction for the business by serving as goals to achieve. And then they are then turned into actions and strategies to achieve those objectives. So basically what we're saying is, if here's today, what do we want to achieve? That's our objective. That's what we set. And then how will we achieve it? Well, that's the strategies and actions, which are some of the other chapters in the course later on. So, and then in Unit 4, we looked at, well, did we achieve that objective when we looked at our KPIs? But that's kind of putting everything together. So what do we want to achieve? That's our objective. What are the strategies to achieve it? So that's some of the later topics that we use. And then in Unit 4, we went with, did we achieve the objective? That was evaluating change. So we need to know that the specific objectives they've asked about. I've come up with these groupings. The study design does not say there are financial objectives, but I think it will help if we just have different categories. So the first group is related to financial performance, and we've got the following: to make a profit, to increase market share, to fulfill a market need, and to meet shareholder expectations. The next group is social objectives, so related to the role of the business in the community, and they go beyond the financial objectives of the business, and basically are about to be regarding whether the business is a good corporate citizen. And the only objective that we had there was to fulfill a social need. And that left a couple for operations, which is the operations of the part of the business that produce the goods and services, and we had to improve efficiency and to improve effectiveness. Now remember, you don't need to remember the categories. That just might help you to remember that overall we've actually got 7 objectives to learn. And what's new from 2023 is these last 2. They weren't in the course, so be wary of those and look out for those. So how would we describe each one? Well, we've got to make a profit. That's where we sell our goods. That's our revenues for more than it costs to produce them. That's our expenses. And then we make a profit, and those profits are given back to the owner as dividends or can be reinvested back into the business. We had to increase market share. That's where the business attempts to increase its market share, which is the sales of the business as a percentage of the total market sales. And we can do that by either taking customers from the competition or making sales to new customers. Objective number 3 was to fulfill a market need, and that's a need for a good or service that customers have, which is not currently being met. And we do that so we can achieve the other 2 objectives there. We had to meet shareholder expectations, so shareholders are owners, so that is the objective, basically saying we want to increase net profits so the shareholders get dividends, and to also increase the share price. To fulfill a social need, the business attempts to fulfill a need of society and the community which is not currently being filled. For example, providing goods that that benefit or do not harm the community, maybe providing free services, contributing to community causes and charities. And then we had our new 2 objectives, which actually will cover a lot in operations. So we'll revise this again. To improve efficiency, the ability to be productive by producing the most possible outputs with the least possible amount of inputs. And then we had to improve effectiveness, the degree of excellence in the operations and the goods and services, and whether they help achieve the other business objectives.